Hello everyone, Professor Phillips here. Welcome to Module 7. Now, as we cross into this module, we're starting to finish up this semester. We only have this module, Module 8, and the capstone left. I want to erase the idea that technology is just a collection of corporate buzzwords. Now, in modern commerce, technology is the actual competitive battlefield. So this week, we are diving into emerging technologies, e-business, and the evolution of the web. What we will examine how disruptive innovations completely reshape industries, kill legacy business models, and create entirely new leaders. We will track this evolution through the phases of the web. Web 1.0, which connection information, Web 2.0, which shifted human behavior towards user-generated content and participation, and the coming Web 3.0, which is directly in evolution right now, which is the fundamentally changing the landscape of digital ownership, identity, and organizational trust. Now, our text and lecture content this week span three critical areas. You will be doing three chapters. In chapter 13, we break down disruptive versus sustaining technologies. You'll learn what a disruptive actually means in economic terms. It's not just a word for something new. We will analyze how disruption completely alters corporate cost structures, market speed, and customer expectations. Crucially, we'll look at the success trap, why dominant incumbent corporations frequently lose to smaller upstarts because of their own legacy processes and initiatives. In chapters 14, we will dive into the e-business models and collaborations tools. You will compare the four primary transaction models, B2B, B2C, C2B, and C2C. We'll map the five core digital communication tools that allow modern organizations to scale. We'll lower some transactional cost and build instantaneous data feedback loops. And finally, in chapter 15, we will look at web technologies. We will look at how Business 2.0 utilizes communities and social feedback to run real-world operations and introduce how decentralized Web 3.0 frameworks are shifting data to strategy and governance. So our work through this week is same as every other week. Hopefully you've seen that I use a repetitive pattern to help you guys understand where we're going, and so you can build without thinking about the infrastructure. First, we got our video lectures, so we do our textbook reading, then we do our case study, Power BI, and finally capstoned off with that module exam. So your deliverables, let's closely review what I expect from your primary deliverables this week. Now, your case study is going to focus on the ethical challenges of facial recognition technology in retail. You will synthesize two diametrically opposed TED Talks. Panos's utopian view of the hyper-personalized consumer convenience, and Joy, and I'm going to screw up her name, Bua Lamawini's, best I can do, dystopian analysis of racial biases and the coded gaze. For part two, you must physically go to any major local store, like Walmart, Target, Home Depot. You're going to audit their camera placements, quote their biometric or surveillance signages exactly, and take a photo or detailed notes of those self-checkout interfaces. I want you to be actually looking at how many times you are really under view and having facial recognition put upon you. In part three, you will role play as a regional manager writing a high-stakes policy memo. So you've hopefully noticed this point that each week we write a different type of memo that has a different type of purpose and a different format. So this week we're going to be talking about policy memos. We're going to be doing this to the CEO navigating a 15% theft crisis. Now, this is a very real world application because even in Oklahoma, we've had massive retail thefts, and those retail thefts are increasing and it's causing collapse. So you must decide whether to install a biased facial recognition database or implement an alternative $2 million risk strategy. So that's going to be your policy memo to a CEO. And if you remember from our previous chapter, CEO is going to be that executive level we're talking to. So we're going to be using those types of terminologies. For your Power BI project, we are going to be mastering bins and lists. These are essential tools for data segmentation and grouping. You will load our new Apocalypse data set. You're going to use the bins to group continuous numbers or data into clean intervals, things like age brackets, revenue segments. Then you'll use the list to manually group categorical variables into custom business labels, things like segmentation clients into their performance tiers. Now, your goal here is to absolutely report clarity. I expect to see some polished layouts with intentional alignment, clear titles, a dynamic slicer, a KPI card maybe that answers those core business questions. Follow along with this video and you will do perfectly fine. Now remember that all these project videos that you have been doing 1 through 8 for all the 8 modules will build to your capstone project, which will review all the pieces from your previous module. You'll have one go at, and you'll have to actually create some additional pieces from memory on your own. So by doing these low stakes assignments and doing them repetitious will prepare you for your final exam and for your final capstone project. All right, so again, I hate to repeat this every single module, but we do for the sake of it. For your accelerated 8-week course, module 7 is due at the end of week 7. That's Friday at 5 p.m. For the traditional 16-week course, module 7 is due at the end of week 14. The hard cutoff is always a Friday. It is always at 5 p.m. And if it's 1 minute late or 1 day late, it is still late and still a 0. So no late work is accepted. For the case study, you must always copy and paste your report directly to the discussion board so that your colleagues can read it, as well as posting the Word document directly to the plagiarism detector so that the technology and AI can judge your work. You got to put it in 2 places in 2 formats. Your Power BI must be submitted with the PBIX file format, not just a screenshot, not just a picture, not just anything else other than the PBIX, unless specifically stated. And of course, grades are based entirely on completion, accuracy, and rigorous application, not effort alone. So no curves or bonuses points are provided. If it doesn't exist in the real world, it doesn't exist in this class, because this class is based on the real world. You guys have heard it multiple times, 7 weeks. You're going to get in here, you're going to do fantastic. You're going to get this material, and by the end of the week, you will be powered, or end of the semester, you'll be power users of technology that will benefit your life, your future careers, no matter what industry you're going into. And the ethical pieces will have aligned you to understand the world you're currently living in and the application of the foundational vocabulary and topics that we talked about through your textbook. And so while this may seem to you that it's jumping a little bit, each piece does layer with the world you live in, the world we're going into, and the world that you are hopefully building for your own self. So guys, jump in, start early, do the work. I'll see you in the data. And if you need me, let me know. Otherwise, have a very fruitful day.